Hey everybody, we're back with something else from our good friends at Stauer. In this case, I've got their Desert Camo Emergency Survival Kit, and we're going to check it out right now on Kit Bashed Survival. Yeah, so in the last episode, we checked out their smaller survival kit, if you want to call it that had 3 items in it. They were claiming it had an original price of $99. They were generously selling it for $20, but then piling on almost $25 of shipping and handling. So in the end, it was almost a $50 3-piece survival kit. And yeah, it just not a very good deal. Wouldn't recommend getting it. So this is their Desert Camo Survival Kit. It does have more than 3 pieces, and I'll give it that. Now for this, they're claiming that it's $199 worth of survival gear that they are generously giving us for only $49. Although if you go on their site, sometimes it's $49, sometimes it's $59. But then they add that shipping and handling on there, and it costs a whole lot more. So let's take a look at the receipt. So we have the Desert Camo Emergency Survival Kit, $49. Then there's $414 for sales tax, $19.95 for shipping, and $475 for insurance, bringing the total to $77.84. So almost $80 for this. Now, in the spirit of honesty, if you go on Amazon, you can find this same kit from Stauer where it's $49, and if you have Prime, it's free shipping. So you could get it for just the $49, but if you go on their site, you're going to pay almost $80 for it. And that's if it's on sale. Like I said, sometimes they sell it for $59. Just depends on when you hit their website. So yeah, $50 for this. Let's see if it's worth it. So first up, we've got the bag that it comes in, and honestly, this is probably the best part of this entire kit. The bag itself is not bad. You could probably make it into a decent EDC kit or small survival kit, and we will try to do that at the end of this video. So the bag itself is salvageable and probably the best part of this entire kit. Now, I wouldn't pay $50 just to get this bag, but, you know, it's okay. We've got the buckles back here if you want to put it on your belt or what have you. There's a little pocket there for a pen or something like that. We've got 2 zippered pouches, and let's see, there's a little pouch here as well, so you can stick something in there. It's not bad. Let's see what's inside the kit. So we're going to open up this main pouch first, if you want to call it that. Alright, so we've got a few things in here. We'll just take it all out. I think that's it from the main pouch. Okay, so first up, we've got the same multi-tool that they had in the previous kit. Although this one doesn't have their logo on it. I guess they wanted to save money on that, so there's no logo. Doesn't really matter. But it's the same exact tool. You've got the pliers with that flimsy exposed spring, and then I believe it's got 2 tools on the outside. You've got the file with the screwdriver / chisel and the bottle opener. And then you've got your knife, which again is not very sharp at all. And you've got speed holes all over the place. And then of course you've got the clip if you want to put it on your belt. And then lastly, there's that little Phillips head screwdriver. So yeah. And as I said in the previous video, you can get these on Alibaba for, you know, $3 or $4. Very inexpensive, just, you know, cheap stuff made in a factory in China. Next, we've got our tried and true mil-spec tactical flashlight, or torch, if you will. And by the way, I'm just joking about mil-spec and all that kind of stuff. So let's put a battery in there. Just like the last one, it's a AA battery. Pretty bright. And you've got 2 brightness levels, bright, dim, and then flash. And, you know, it's okay. This is probably one of the most salvageable pieces of gear in this entire kit, other than the bag. You know, it's not great, but it works. And again, these are very cheap. You can get them on Alibaba. You can get a 10-pack for, I think, $15 or something like that. So again, very cheap, but it does work. So this is something we might be able to keep in this kit. It's not terrible. And then we've got, Oh, Lord. Okay, then we've got one of these survival watches. Oh, God. Okay, so let me pull the little pin and get it started. Okay, now it's running, and let me set it. 1555. Close enough. Okay, and, you know, it is working. Now, the funny thing about this is that these buttons here are just cosmetic. They don't do anything. Likewise, those other gauges in there, you know, for seconds and timer and chronograph or whatever, those are cosmetic as well. They don't work. So the only thing that works on this is the clock itself, and maybe they've got some glow-in-the-dark stuff on the hands. I don't know. But, yeah, pretty darn cheap. Let's see if we can take a look at the back of it. I'm going to pull one of these pins out. There we go. Yeah, and there's nothing on the back. So whoever made this, they don't even want to lay claim to the fact that they made it. They just put a blank plate on the back, and that is it. I'm going to disconnect the other side so we can get a good look at the band. It's very easy to get off this thing. And you would adjust the fit on your wrist by moving these loops on this paracord. But anyway, we've got a paracord bracelet. I don't know how many feet of paracord this is. I'm guessing it's probably, you know, 20 feet, something like that. Looks like 550 paracord. Let's see if it says anything. I think on the, yeah, 7-core paracord. I love how it says it on the watch. Like, that's the best feature, 7-core paracord. So you've got some cordage. There is a compass. You know, it's one of those little button compasses, and it does work. Then you've got a thermometer in Celsius, which appears to work roughly. I mean, it's not very precise, but it probably works okay. And then you've got the end here where you've got a whistle. So let's blow on the whistle. It does work. And you've also got a ferro rod and a striker on the other end. So let's give it a whirl. Yeah, I mean, it works. And you've seen these before. Again, very cheap. You can get these on Alibaba and other places for just a couple bucks. I mean, there's really nothing fancy about it all. It's just a, you know, survival paracord bracelet. They're a dime a dozen. Now let's get this watch back on here, and I'll put it on my wrist to see how it fits. Okay, got it back on. Let me take my real watch off, and we'll try this one on. Okay. It fits. It's very clunky, but it fits. I mean, I don't know if maybe I have it backwards. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But yeah, this is... I wouldn't wear this, let's put it that way, because this connection from the watch to the bracelet is so flimsy. I mean, watch this. If I just do like that, it comes right off. I mean, so if you were to wear this and you were in the woods or something, I mean, it would come off in about 5 minutes. These pins are so flimsy. So if it was me, this probably doesn't keep the best time anyway, but if it was me and I was using this, which I wouldn't be, but if I was, I would keep this in my pocket and then put this in the bag or something like that, you know, to save the paracord and the compass and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't wear it on my wrist. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, so that was the stuff in the main pouch. Let's check out what's in the rear pouch. Okay, well, we've got one of these Mylar emergency blankets, 130 centimeters by 210 centimeters. And, you know, again, like the flashlight, this is probably salvageable. We'll probably keep this. And we got one more item. Oh, boy. One of these little survival cards, if you will. A little metal survival card. So on the plus side, it does have some cordage on here, and it's got a bottle opener. a little wrench, a butterfly wrench thing. I guess that's a sundial kind of tool. I forget how to use those, but that's what that is. I don't think anybody ever actually uses it for that, but we've got a ruler here and here, 1 inch and then 3 inches. We've got the Morse code stuff for SOS and help. It's not bad. And we've got, I guess you would call this a saw. And I don't know if you'd call that a blade or not. And then there's a flathead screwdriver there and there. Probably a couple other tools I'm missing, but you know, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you know, these are a dime a dozen. These come in every cheap Chinese survival kit you can name, and yeah, I think the best thing is the cordage if you ask me, but you know, I guess you could use some of this other stuff on here if you had to. And that's it. That's everything you get in the Stauer Desert Camo Emergency Survival Kit. Yeah, for almost $80 when you account for shipping, handling, and insurance. Yeah, that's not a good deal. And even if you bought this on Amazon and you got free Prime shipping and were able to get it for just the $49, I mean, $49 for this, not a good deal either. I mean, for that same $49 on Amazon, you can get a much more comprehensive survival bag. Now, granted, it's probably still going to be a bunch of cheap stuff made in some factory in China, but at least it'll be more of it, and you'll get a lot more bang for your buck. But yeah, I can't recommend anybody buying this kit. However, what we're going to try to do now is salvage this kit, because I think it is salvageable. First of all, because we've got this decent bag. I mean, the bag itself is okay. And then we've got the emergency blanket, which is perfectly fine. We've got our little cheap flashlight, which does work. It'll be fine. I think I'm going to scratch this multi-tool and this card and the watch, although we might salvage the compass, maybe the thermometer, and some of the cordage off of it. We'll see. And then we'll add some additional gear to this bag to make it as good as we can. Now, granted, pretty much anything you add to this kit is going to make it better than it is now. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so clearly space is going to be a primary concern with building this kit because there's only so much room in this bag. So I'm going to try to fit as much stuff as I can. We'll see what happens. So first up, I've got a black cotton bandana that can be used to cover your head, filter water, first aid, all sorts of stuff. Got a pack of duct tape. In place of that black paracord on the watch, I'm going to use this paracord. This is fire cord. It's got a strand going through it that you can use to start a fire. And this is about 10 feet of that. Got some bug spray. Got a few pieces of waterproof paper. A pencil. And a little pencil sharpener that can be used to sharpen the pencil and also to make tinder for a fire. And speaking of fire, I've got a Bic lighter, a pack of matches, a couple of pieces of fat wood. And I'm going to put the buckle from that watch in here because it's got the ferro rod and striker. It's also got a compass, and we've got the whistle. Got a signal mirror, a 1-liter water bag, and to go with that, we've got some water purification tablets. Oh, I forgot this to go with the fire stuff. This is a candle. I've got about 8 feet of orange signal tape here. I've got a small power bank. It's 5,000 milliamps. And to go with that, I've got a cord from my phone. Got a pack of MRE tissues here. Got 2 of those expanding towels. This is kind of a low priority item. I'll probably scratch it if there's no room, but one of these cold shower packs. Cooling field towel. Got a couple of black zip ties. A safety pin. Then I've got some medication. I've got 4 ibuprofens, 2 Benadryls, and 2 anti-nausea pills. I've also got an Imodium for diarrhea. We got 4 Band-Aids. A pack of hand sanitizer. This can also be used as a fuel source. A pack of sunscreen, an alcohol prep pad, and some triple antibiotic ointment. And lastly, in place of that crummy multi-tool, I'm going to use a real Swiss Army knife. This is a Victorinox Fieldmaster. It's kind of my go-to Swiss Army knife for survival kits because it's not huge, but it's got a lot of good stuff. It's got the Phillips head back here. Got the parcel hook for whatever you want to use that for. Got the leather punch. Got the toothpick and the tweezers, of course. Got the 2 blades, big and small. Bottle opener, flathead screwdriver and wire cutter. Can opener and flathead screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver. Then we've got a saw and a pair of scissors. So that is the Victorinox Fieldmaster. And And now here comes the hard part. I'm going to try to fit all of this stuff into that little bag. I'm not sure it'll all fit. I might have to scratch a few things, but we'll see what happens. All right, I got it all in there. I mean, it's a little tight, but it's all in there. I'm pretty impressed. So yeah, the bag was salvageable, as were a couple items in the kit. Again, I wouldn't recommend buying this kit because for even $50 with free shipping, you can do a lot more with $50 than what you got with this kit. But, it was salvageable, largely thanks to the bag, and then a couple other items were in there too. But yeah, now this is a decent survival kit. It's a little jam-packed, if I was going to scrap something, I might take those wet towels out and maybe take the bandana out or something like that to save a little room and make it a little more compact. But as it is, it's pretty good. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. But for now, that's it. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kit Bashed Survival. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.